Smart toys might not actually make your children smarter. As the holiday shopping season gets in full swing, UW Health Pediatrics wants you to consider getting gifts for your children that don't add more screen time to their schedules. WMTV's Marcus Arsvold explains why.
UW Health doctors are seeing more smart toys on the market. These are toys that can interact with children, talk back to them, and use robotic technology that records information. Doctors say it might be more beneficial for your child's brain development to buy books, crafts, or toys that help boost creativity rather than add to screen time. You need to consider a child's age, choking hazards with small parts, and batteries before getting these gifts. Plus, experiences like plays, trips, and activities are also recommended to bring families together rather than AI toys that could isolate children further.
Increased screen time in toddlers has been linked with increased developmental concerns like speech delays or other developmental delays, and increased behavior problems. So even without delays, kids, just that stimulation from the screens and the fast pace of a lot of that really impacts their sleep.
UW Health experts say it's also important to look up if a toy is ever under a recall. They say more parents are purchasing items that could be dangerous because they're buying them online and might not know that they've been taken off of the shelves. In the studio, Marcus Arsvold, WMTV 15 News.
And you can check online for updated recalls and unsafe toys at the U.S. Consumer and Product Safety Committee website.